Welcome back to Chogdi Football TV, back with another one. Let's talk Champions League football. So it's the second leg of the Champions League games, and we're going to start with the Bodo Glimt versus Sporting Lisbon match. So that'll be the first game of today. What is my take on this game? So from the first leg, Bodo Glimt absolutely destroyed Sporting Lisbon 3-0 in an unexpected game, which I really did not expect Bodo Glimt to do. However, when you look at their trajectory in the Champions League so far, Bodo Glimt has been what I'll call the dark horses. Like nobody expected a Norwegian team. I think they're the first and only Norwegian team to ever come this far in the Champions League. And these guys are playing like seasoned vets. They're playing like with no fear. They are playing free flowing, incredible football. And I said something that by the summer transfer window, a lot of these current Bodo Glimt players won't be in Bodo Glimt anymore. Big clubs would have taken, a handful of them, in my opinion. They remind me of the Ajax team, that had those young boys that almost made it to the Champions League final, but got knocked out by Tottenham. If you guys remember, a couple of years ago, they had some incredible young players that have moved now to like Barcelona and other clubs. So Bodo Glimt, yes, they're incredible. During this Champions League run, they also beat Manchester City. I think it was 3-0. So they are the dark horses. They are the dark horses, and the winner of this game will either play either Arsenal or Bayern Leverkusen for their next match. Now, my score prediction for that game will be 2-1. I think Sporting Lisbon are going to come in swinging for the second leg today because obviously they are playing at home, so their fans are really going to come out to support. However, I don't think they have the minerals or material or the type of motivation that Bodo Glimt currently have to put 4 goals past Bodo Glimt. I think the game is going to end 2-1 with Bodo Glimt still winning the game. 2 to Bodo Glimt, 1 to Sporting Lisbon. That's my opinion. Now, the second game will be the Arsenal versus Bayern Leverkusen game. Um, the first leg was very, very interesting. Very, very end to end game. Actually, going into that game, I thought that Arsenal were going to demolish Bayern Leverkusen, and I wasn't the only person that thought like this. A lot of people thought Arsenal were going to absolutely dismantle Bayern Leverkusen. But that is what the Champions League is about. The Champions League is a very surprising uh, competition. There would not it won't be the Champions League if there were no twists and turns like this. Um, you know, Arsenal coming into this game, they had a um, flawless results leading into this game. Arsenal beats. Look at the teams Arsenal have beaten so far in the Champions League. Arsenal beats Bayern Leverkusen like 3-1. Arsenal beats Inter Milan. Arsenal beats Atletico Madrid. And I think there was another team Arsenal probably beats, if I'm not mistaken. So coming into this game, I understand why a lot of Arsenal fans, which I am, and a lot of fans that are not even Arsenal fans picked Arsenal for this game, you know. But surprisingly, the game ended in a 1-1 draw, you know, which Arsenal actually conceded first. And Arsenal actually equalized by a penalty from Kai Havertz. I think it was in the 80, let me see. The 89th minute is when Arsenal actually equalized by from a penalty scored by Kai Havertz. You know, Leverkusen took the lead in that game by Robert Aldrich in the 46th minute. Robert Aldrich, who is their captain, and Arsenal actually suffered in that game because if not for David Raya, Arsenal would have lost that game. Arsenal would have really lost that game if not for world class saves by David Raya. Arsenal would have lost that game. So going into the second leg, I just feel like Arsenal have the minerals to edge it over Bayern Leverkusen. And in my opinion, my score prediction for that game is 3-0. I think Arsenal is going to win that game 3-0. Um, in my personal opinion. And they're going to play the winner between Bodo Glimt and Sporting Lisbon. Now, the next game is the Manchester City Real Madrid game. That will be an incredible game. Now, going into the first leg, a lot of people, just based on how Real Madrid has been performing lately, a lot of people thought that the game had ended before it even started. A lot of people were saying that Manchester City were going to dismantle Real Madrid, Manchester City were going to this, Manchester City were going to that. And if you watched my reaction on the game, I was kind of like even saying it like, what? Like, are these people okay? Like, even with Real Madrid having the amount of injuries that they currently have, they still have a team that is just as good as Manchester City's team. And I think a lot of people were looking at Manchester City from the lenses of when they had the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandinho, Vincent Company, Kun Aguero, and all those guys. That is not the Manchester City that is around now. That team is far gone. That team is gone. That is not the same Manchester City. And you guys know that if you are to not doubt any club when it comes to the Champions League, Real Madrid is not the team to doubt. Real Madrid is definitely not the team to doubt. With all Madrid has shown you for years, you still doubt Madrid in the Champions League. Come on, man. So the first leg ended in a 3-0 defeat by from Real Madrid. 3 goals by Federico Valverde. And that game should have actually ended in 4-0 if Vini had scored the penalty he was given. So going into this second leg, yes, Real Madrid will be going to the Etihad. However, I do not see this current Manchester City putting 4 goals past Real Madrid. And mind you, Bellingham is back. Kylian Mbappe is back. So if Real Madrid could dismantle Manchester City without these guys, imagine what Real Madrid is likely to do with the involvement of these guys. With the Bellinghams, the Mbappes, and these the likes of these type of players. So yes, anything can happen because I would not sleep on Manchester City. They have the minerals, they have the players to actually do something incredible. However, I do not think that this Manchester City is capable. I do not think so. If I just feel like this game, Real Madrid will score. Real Madrid is going to score in this game, and if the more goals Real Madrid score in this game, the harder it is going to be for Manchester City. For Manchester City to win this game, they almost have to play the perfect game, and not concede. They have to play a flawless game, and I do not see that happening. So, in my personal opinion, I think this game is going to end in a 2-1 win to Real Madrid. I think Real Madrid is going to beat Manchester City at the Etihad. Yes, I feel Manchester City is they are going to score a goal, but Real Madrid is going to win the game 2-1. Now, the last game is the PSG versus Chelsea game. Chelsea were dismantled the first leg 5-2. I do not see them. I do not see Chelsea climbing out of this hole. I think that they have the minerals. Chelsea can surprise you. However, they have to also almost play the perfect game to win this game. They have to play the perfect game. They have to play the most flawless game, and they have to try not to concede. And I don't think Chelsea have that strong a defense to curtail the attack of Dembele, Doué, Bakola, Kvaratskhelia, Vitinha, John Evans, the guys like this. I don't think Chelsea. These guys they will just. I feel like they will prove too much for Chelsea, and I do not see these guys not scoring a goal in 90 minutes against Chelsea. I don't see it. And the more goals they score against Chelsea, the more uphill of a battle it will be for Chelsea to dig themselves out of this hole. However, I feel like Chelsea are going to win the game 2-0. I think Chelsea are going to win the game 2-0. That's my score prediction. But even 2-0 will not be enough for Chelsea to qualify to the next level or the next whatever. I don't think it's going to be enough. That's my score prediction. I think Chelsea is going to win 2-0. So yeah, let me know what your score predictions are in the comment section below. Let me know what games you are looking forward to watching. And keep it locked on this channel. Like the video. Please subscribe to the channel to get notified when I release more videos. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.